think we can start. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar on the exciting new tasks feature in Prospect CRM. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Daniela. I'm a team leader here at the Access Group. Today, I'll be walking you through everything you need to know about our new tasks system, which represents one of the most significant updates we've made in the CRM based directly on your feedback. Before we dive in, I want to acknowledge that this feature addresses the top 3 requests we've seen in our feedback portal: improved calendar functionality, better activity reporting, and an enhanced task system. So this is something we've been working on extensively with our UX designers, developers, and user groups to get it right. And it's not going to be a very long webinar, I think about 20 or 25 minutes, so I'm not going to take a lot of your time, but I hope you're going to be finding it very useful. So, what we'll cover today: why we've rebuilt tasks from the ground up, key improvements and new capabilities, how the new tasks integrate with your existing workflows, and we're going to have a live demonstration of creating, managing, and completing tasks, how tasks connect to CRM, how it looks like, and task notification to keep your team aligned. We're going to speak about some best practices, tips, and tricks, because I've been using it for the past 6 months, and the Q&A at the end. So, let me just close off my camera so that you can concentrate on the demo and basically everything that I'm going to show you. But first, I would like to address the question you're probably thinking, like, why change tasks at all? Many of you have told us that classic tasks, whilst functional, had some significant limitations that were holding you back. You could only set one task per record for one user at a time. You can now set up multiple tasks per record. I'm going to show you very quickly. Once a task was completed, the history disappeared, making reporting nearly impossible. You couldn't create general reminders that weren't tied to a specific customer or opportunity, and there was no way to track tasks' outcomes separately from descriptions. Reporting on what your team actually accomplished was extremely difficult. The solution, rather than patch the old system, we've built tasks completely from the ground up, and this means a modern, scalable foundation that can grow with your needs whilst addressing every major limitation of classic tasks. Now, let's dive straight into the system, and I'll show you how all these improvements work in practice. I am now into our test account called That's My Jam. When you log in into the system, the overview dashboard is the first thing you see, including the task panel, as you can see here. Without knowing anything about it, if you click on this plus button over here, you can create a task right away. Do you see this one here, the new task? Basically, you can access it from the navigation menu as well. And this is very helpful. For example, if you're not on the overview dashboard, I usually work from the account manager dashboard. So you can access it from over here as well. Now, just a quick overview on what we can see on the panel. Obviously, you can see the today section, and each of them, they are collapsible. These are tasks due today, but notice the checkbox next to each one. This is actually brilliant because I can complete them directly from here without opening each task if I wanted to. And obviously, this is perfect for those busy mornings when you're working through your list. As you can see, I have a task that it's not related to any record or any company, just focus time, go through emails, which I just did so I can mark it as complete. When I check it off, watch where it goes. Straight down to the completed today section. And this is fantastic for end of day reviews. You can see everything you accomplished without it disappearing completely. Now, the overdue section, obviously here appear in red any of the overdue tasks you have. As you can see, I have one. Upcoming section. Here are my tasks for the next few days, grouped by date. And I can expand, as I was saying, and collapse basically this section depending on whether I want to focus on today or plan ahead. Notice some tasks are showing with different visual indicators. Those are the priority levels we set. And I'm going to speak about it later. As a best practice tip, make checking your task panel part of your morning routine. The collapsible sections make it easy to quickly scan what's coming up and what needs immediate attention. Good. Now, as I was saying, you can create a task on a company contact problem, opportunity, or inquiry record. You can also create a task that's not associated with any record, which is ideal for general personal reminders. To be fair, I always recommend creating tasks under a contact record as it gives you the clearest visibility and keeps everything customer focused, which is why what I'm going to be doing right now. So I'm just looking for the company and then just going to contacts. I'm looking for one of our key accounts. I'm going to create a task. So you can create a task either by clicking on the plus button right here and just click on task, and this window will show up. Or how I do it every single day is I just create a task by clicking on this add task button and I just create the task from here. So let's just say follow up on proposal. I am going to assign this to myself, but I could choose any licensed CRM user, as you can see here. Due date. I'm going to set this up for tomorrow because this is when I want to follow up. Type. You can select anything from the drop down and you can even configure it just so that it matches your business processes. I'm going to choose call because I want to call the customer. And now this is new, as I was saying, and this is incredibly useful. I'll set this as high because this is an important opportunity worth 50,000 pounds, let's just say. And you can choose, as you can see here, from different priority levels to help you focus on what matters most. And you've already seen how it looks like in the task list. Now, here is where I add the details. Follow up on Q1 proposal sent the 2nd of December, let's just say, discuss implementation timeline and answer any technical questions. There we go. And just click create. And that's how you create a task. Now, notice how it shows clearly in the timeline with when it was created a few seconds ago, as you can see here. Who it's assigned to myself. It says you were assigned follow-up proposal, when it is due, and basically the priority level if it has one. And as this task progresses, the activity timeline will show creation and assignment, as you can see here. Here I have another task that I've created. And when it was completed and by whom. Let me go down. You can see right here. You completed reach out with email a day ago, which was due on the 8th of December. You'll also notice pinned notes right here are now in a clearer section at the top. And we've changed the terminology from important to flag to be consistent with Outlook and other tools you would use daily. Now I want to show you something else. I want to show you an example, and I'll go to another record of what the activity looks like if we've been working with this customer for months. And I'm going to Jamie. I'm just going to this record basically. Just look at this activity. Basically, we've been working with this customer for months, right? Basically, you can collapse everything just as I'm doing here. And if I need to find something from September, I simply collapse everything back, just as I'm doing here, expand, sorry, and just jump straight there. Good. Going back to my contact. Now, let's say I'm looking at a large opportunity that requires coordination across multiple team members. And this is where the new system really shines, as I can add unlimited tasks per record. Watch what happens. So I've already added up a few tasks here. Now let me add another one. And I'm going to assign this to Adila this time. I'm going to say prep documentation. Here, a description, I'm going to put prepare technical specification documentation. And I'm going to put it in 3 days due. I'm going to set the priority to medium. And instead of me just hitting create, I can create and add another one. So that task has already been created, but now I need another task for Amber this time. And I'm going to say schedule demo. This is how I'm going to call the task. I'm going to set it due in, let's just say 5 days. I'm going to set the priority to high this time, and I'm going to say schedule demo with customer. Oh, spelling. Customer IT team. And I'm going to hit create. And I've already assigned a few tasks to myself. You're going to see here. And Amber has a few other tasks as well. So basically, all of the tasks now appear in this timeline. Each team member will receive an email notification about their assigned task, and they can all work on these simultaneously. With classic tasks, I could only have one task at a time, which meant constant updating or losing track of who was doing what. Now, complex opportunities can have proper task management with everyone knowing their responsibility. And I want to show you something else. Like, remember how with classic tasks, once you completed a task, it disappeared? Now, do you remember I clicked right here? Just look at this panel. If you click on show more, currently, if I click on these three dots, filter, currently you can see all of the active tasks. But if I check completed right here, this report will show basically all of the completed tasks. And you can basically look as far as back as you need. Now I want to show something else. Just going back on these tasks that I've created here. When I need more detail, or let's just say Amber, obviously this was assigned to her, right? She gets an email notification saying that she now has a task on this particular ticket. She would probably need to, if you want to edit or add something into the task, you can just click the icon pencil right here, and this will open the full task record, as you can see here. Also, life doesn't always go according to plan, because this obviously this is going to work for already closed tasks as well. For example, this one, I've completed this task. I can do the same thing with this one. Let's say I completed this task yesterday, but today the customer rang back with additional questions. I can reopen this task. I can modify the date. I'm actually going to put it to today. I'm going to assign it to George. Let's just say I'm going to change the priority to high because perhaps I need to involve a technical specialist now, and this has become high priority. I can reopen it. Here you have complete flexibility, as you can see. Now, I want to show you one of the most powerful improvements. The separate outcome field. And by the way, if you click right here, you can expand on it. I'm just going to work on the same task. If you look at these, let's just say that I want to put here call customer regarding annual renewal. Let's just say. So what's the difference between the description and the outcome? The description is what I was assigned to do. In this case, call customer regarding annual renewal. The outcome is what actually happened. And let's just say I spoke with finance director, confirmed renewal for 12 months, requested 25% discount, which I have escalated to sales manager. Follow-up call to schedule for the 15th of December, let's just say, right? Again, spelling. Now, what I want to do here, and I want to show you something else. That's another improvement we've made. Just because I've already reached out to this customer, and let's just say I want to close this task, I can complete it because I'm going to complete a task and I'm going to follow up with a new task. And with this one, I'm going to say follow up with customer on the discount. I'm going to put it on the 15th of December. The priority is medium, and that's it. I'm going to create the task. Let me close this one, and I want to show you how it looks like. There we go. So here you can see the completed task, and basically you can see the outcome as well. And I've created another task, follow up with the customer for a discount. Now, this outcome is now permanently recorded. And when I run reports on completed tasks, which I'm going to show you, I couldn't do that at all before. I can see not just that I made the call, but what the result was and what happens next. This is the difference between knowing your team completed 50 tasks last week versus knowing what those 50 tasks resulted in, like 15 renewals, 8 escalations, 27 follow-ups scheduled. Now, let me quickly show you the calendar integration with the tasks displayed right here. And the new task system includes a completely rebuilt calendar, as you can see here, that syncs with Outlook. Google Workspace integration is coming soon. The CRM tasks will appear in the upper side of the calendar and right here. See? And if I click on it, basically a panel will show up with the tasks I have for today. This way I can see my entire day in one view. I can block time for high priority tasks, drag and drop to reschedule if needed, manage everything from either the CRM or Outlook. I personally use the CRM. So no more switching between systems to understand your workload. Now, let me go back. Let's look into the reporting capability very quickly because it's very easy to do. You can report on open tasks, outcomes, and you can do so by either clicking on more reports or reports right here and then create new report. Or if you don't want to do this, you can just click on the global create button right here, report, and it will take you straight to create a report. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to type in task and I'm going to use task as an entity. And it kind of already gives you an overview of what the report should look like. It should have the name assigned to closed by closed. So what I'm going to do, here, as you can see, we have our chatbot. Just close this off. I'm going to click on next, and I'm just going to build a report. So what I want, let me click on show more here. I want to see who it has been assigned to, closed by, let's see, created. I want to see due date as well. Obviously, I want to see the description, outcome, and because I'm creating them under a contact record, I just want to see the name of the contact as well. Obviously, you can move the fields as the way you want. It really doesn't matter. I want to put the description maybe here, the outcome right here. I want to see the due date as well. And let's just say I'm happy with the report. I'm just going to click on next. There we go. Here you have basically the report. Let me click on outcome. And here you can see also the outcome, the description, when it is due date as well. But maybe you are a manager and you want to have an overview of how many tasks each member of your team has, in which case I'll just basically add I'll just group on assigned to. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on assigned to, name, just drop it here. It's a drag and drop thing. Click submit. And basically, here you have visibility of, let's just say these are all of your team members. And yeah, these are all the tasks Adila has, for example. Good. So basically, that was it, to be fair. It's quite simple. I'm not going to save this report. But before we move to the Q&A, I would like to share some best practices we've learned from ourselves as well, because as I was saying, we've been using this for the past 6 or 7 months already uh, from early adopters and our team. Always record outcomes. Get into the habit of completing tasks with detailed outcomes. Task completed isn't helpful 6 months later when you're trying to remember what happened with a customer. So this will come in handy. Don't mark everything as high priority because that defeats the purpose. Reserve high priority for time-sensitive customer issues, revenue-critical opportunities, or urgent internal deadlines. I would use normal or low priority for routine follow-ups and general tasks. This discipline makes your task list far more actionable. Use calendar integration. If you live in Outlook, take advantage of the calendar sync. Block time for high priority tasks so they don't get pushed aside by meetings. Regularly review completed tasks. As a manager, reviewing completed tasks outcomes is gold for coaching conversations and whatnot. You can even identify trends. You can see not just activity levels, but the quality and results of that activity. Use standalone tasks as daily reminders. Those tasks that aren't associated with a specific customer record, like review monthly metrics or update product training materials, are perfect for standalone tasks. Don't force them into customer records where they don't belong. So, my advice to you is start exploring the new features in your daily workflow and share feedback through our feedback portal because we're actively listening. Everything that I spoke about, go back, everything that I spoke about today is available in our Help Center. And you can easily access it by clicking on Help right here. What I would do, if you have any questions, just click on Start a Chat with us. And basically, here, basically, it will show up like this for you. Just ask a question, whatever, like, how do I create a new task? Or maybe you want to know how to basically connect your calendar, which is something that I would strongly advise. Um, so, yeah, basically, we have Finn, our digital assistant that can help. And if you are curious and you just want to dig in, just click on documentation, search for help right here, and this will take you to our um, documents and articles we currently have. So yeah, quite easy. Now, let's open up for, as I was saying, this was quite simple. Let's open up for questions. Please use the chat function and I'll address as many questions as we have time for. And here you can see me again. I have a question. We have a couple of questions to be fair. Can I revert the status of the task back to the one it had before? Not sure I understand this, but let me see very quickly. So just going back to the contact I had. Oh, you mean, okay. So let's just choose this one as an example. Uh, do you possibly mean the priority when you say the status of the task? Obviously, you can change this the way you want. You can do anything in the task. So there is no, so yeah, there is no yeah, just as I was saying, you can do everything you want in the task. The only thing that I couldn't do is if, for example, that task wasn't mine. So as long as I am the owner of the task, you can do any changes on the task that you've created. You can make any changes. Let's see another question. Can I change the priority names when creating a new task so they don't say high, medium, low, but to say 1, 2, 3? No, you cannot do that. Just let me go back. So basically, this is just as it is. It's high, medium, low. However, when you create a report and you'd like to create a report on the based on the priority, then filter it based on the priority. Basically, you would need to choose 1, 2, 3 instead of high, medium, low. Let me show you very quickly. I'll create very simple a report based on task. Mm, Description. Let's say I'm happy with it. And then I just want to filter it, right? Add filters, priority, continue. See, it looks like this. And basically, this is what I mean. 1 means low priority, 2 means medium priority, and 3 means high priority. That's what I mean. Let me look at another question. This is a very good one. Task is done on a contact. Will this also show in the customer company they work for? So you can see an overview of all the tasks per customer as a whole. Let me take as an example the one I've worked for this specific. So Martha Stevenson, as you can see, we have a lot of tasks here. And by the way, I forgot to also mention, but do you see here in communication, we can also see a list of tasks which I mean, all of these tasks, sorry, are on this specific record. However, if I'm going to Daniela, which is the company, at the company level, I cannot see those tasks. But I guess it would be, see, this one has different tasks. Basically, those tasks, and it makes a lot of sense to be on that specific contact because now I've showed an example on how I created a task on a contact level. But on that specific contact, you can also, let me go back to Marta, you can also create problem. And on that problem, on this one, for example, I would like to create different tasks. So it makes a lot of sense to have tasks separated. But a very good question. Another question we have, if you assign a task to someone else, how are they notified of this? They will get an email notification in Outlook. That's how we also get it. Let's just say one of my team members or someone from my team, they create a task on my name. I will get an email notification, and basically I'll have to go into the CRM and take a look at the task. And that email notification basically says exactly what the task is. I mean, it gives you the description and all of these things. Let's take a look at another question. We do have a little confusion sometimes with the new task format if a task runs on over a few actions. For example, a salesperson is doing some follow-ups, but we're putting these in the outcome. But the outcome only shows up in the activity when a task is closed. Yes, but at the same time, and let me show you an example, it's not only, see, I love this. This is another very good example. If you don't have So this is a problem ticket. If I don't have a task on this ticket, it won't even let me get out of the problem. So I'll just need to create a task very quickly. Follow up, create. Good. Let me go back here. So it doesn't just show, if you close, for example, a task, it doesn't just show the outcome. It also shows the initial description. And let me show you. Follow up on proposal, follow up with the customer, call customer about their renewal. I had one here that I closed. There we go. Reach out with email. There we go. So I've assigned this one. You assigned reach out with email to George Sutton. And then I completed it basically because I know it's this one. You completed reach out with email. Basically, here I can see the initial task with the description. So this is all saved in the activity. And here I can see the outcome. And if I click on it so that you call customer regarding annual renewal, yeah, it's the same. Basically, if I click on it, you can also see the description. But you can always run a report on what you would like to see, just as I previously created it. And you can see basically the description and the outcome. But I can understand what you say, like why does the outcome only shows up in the activity when a task is closed? That's how it's supposed to be. Because remember, it's what actually happened, whilst the description should mean what we should be doing. Okay? I have a question. Once the status is completed, can I reopen it again? Yes, just as I showed in the webinar. For example, this one, I'll show you again. You completed, chase them with a call. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to reopen it. And that's it. Yeah. I can understand why you restrict other users from editing other people's tasks, but it would be handy to be able to do that, even at admin level. Yeah, agreed. So maybe that's a very good one to put in our feedback portal. And just as I was saying, it's very easy to do so. Just make a suggestion. Just click right here, go to help, make a suggestion, and sorry, this will take you straight to our Prospect CRM feedback portal. Let's see if we have any other questions. Wait 1 more minute. Hmm. I have someone saying it would be helpful to see the status of what we've suggested on the feedback portal. Yeah, that would be a very good one. I'm going to share it with the team as well.